My project is on linear problems. First, let's start off with the x-intercept. The x-intercept of a line is the point at which the line crosses the x-axis, which is when the y value equals 0. The y-intercept of a line is the point at which the line crosses the y-axis, where the x value equals 0. Slope is used with the equation the change in y over the change in x. And in the equation y equals mx plus b, b represents the y-intercept. Parallel lines have equal slopes, and perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. On this graph, we see that the x-axis is found over here, and when the line crosses it, it's crossing the x-intercept. Here's the y-axis. When the line crosses the y-axis, it's crossing the y-intercept. In order to tell if a graph is a function, you must test it for the vertical line test. The vertical line test is simply seeing if you could draw vertical lines throughout the graph without having it hit the line twice. So here you see that this is a function because you could draw as many vertical lines as you want and it will never cross the graph twice. Here we see another graph. Let's see if this is a function. When you draw the vertical lines going down it, it hits it multiple times. Since this is getting hit multiple times, we know that this graph is not a function. Here we see a table of x and y values. The x's, as you see, steadily increase in 10, but unfortunately the y's don't. And since the y's are inconsistent, you know that the change in x over the change in y is inconsistent, therefore this cannot be considered a function. Now we have to find the equation of a line that has the slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 5. This will be simple because we know that the slope is the m. So the m is 2 and the y-intercept is the b. So the b is 5. We know that the equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. Therefore, when you plug it in, y equals 2x plus 5. And this is your final equation. Now we're going to find the equation of 2 points. So now you know that this is your x comma y and this is your x comma y. We know that the equation for the slope is change in y over the change in x. So now all we need to do is plug in. So you have your 6 minus 10 over your 3 minus 7. And from this, you get negative 4 over negative 4. So that means that your slope is equal to 1. Now that you have your slope, you could choose any one. I'm just going to choose the first one. And you plug it into the equation y equals mx plus b. So then you do 6 equals your 1 times your x, which is 3, plus b. Then you get 6 equals 3 plus b. When you subtract the 3 from both sides, you get b equals 3. Now that you know that your b equals 3 and your slope is 1, you know that the equation is y equals x plus 3. And that's your final equation. Now we are going to find a line that is parallel to this line and contains these 2 points. First, we are going to make this into regular y equals mx plus b form. By doing this, you have 2y equals negative x plus 6. Then you divide both sides by 2, and you get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. So we know that parallel lines share the same slope. So we know that we have the same exact slope. So we are going to do y equals negative 1/2 x plus b. Now we need to find our b. And we know that it contains this point. So we are going to plug this in. 2 equals negative 1/2 times 1 plus b. 2 equals negative 1/2 plus b. Now you're going to add 1/2 to both sides. So you get 2 and 1/2 equals b. By knowing that this is your b and that is your slope, you get the line y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2.5. And that is your parallel line to that, while containing that point. Lastly, we are going to find a line that is perpendicular to this line and contains this point. So we want to find the slope of this first. So by doing this, you have 2y, and you're subtracting x on both sides, equals negative x plus 6. Divide both sides by 2, and you get y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Now that we know that this is your slope, we know that perpendicular lines have negative reciprocal slopes. So, in order to make a line with a negative reciprocal, you know that the slope will turn into 2 because it's negative and you flip it. So now we know that we have a line that's y equals 2x plus b. So we know that it needs to contain these points, so let's plug them in. 2 equals 2 times 1 plus b. Subtract the 2 from both sides, and you get b equals 0. There's no slope. There's no y-intercept, Sorry, there is a slope. The slope is 2. So your final equation is y equals 2x.